Hey Trackies, welcome back to another video. Please remember to smash that subscribe button. Okay, I moved my mic. It's now more up to my mouth, so hopefully the audio is, coming through properly. That being said, hit the like button. Also share if you care, and yeah, sound off in the comment section below. Silesia, yay! We are here, and I'm excited because Trackies, if you ever know what I witnessed as we get into the video, of course I'm going to tell you all, but let me tell you something. I'm excited. I'm excited not just for Silesia, but of course for the World Championships because MVP has something in store for the world, and I'm here for it. Now, I am going to cover three events today. I'm going to cover the women's 100-meter hurdles and, of course, the men's and women's 100s. And I want to start with the women's 100-meter hurdles because, as usual, these women aren't afraid to line up and go off against each other. I absolutely love it. They have two heats here. And may I tell you, the two heats could have been two finals at the World Championships. It's that good. Now, I want to jump into heat one where my expectation, because it's 9 lanes, again, two heats, this is the hurdles. So there's no guarantee that, these athletes will be the ones that make it in because if anything goes, awry with their race plan, then yet they can see themselves out. It's that close when it comes to the women's and the hurdles, and that's how good they are. But that being said, given the lineup in the heats, my expectation is Daniel Williams, Toby Amusan, Akira Nugent, Alicia Johnson as well. How much is that? Is that 4? And there's a 9-lane track. I have to put one more. Alia Armstrong. Let's put Alia Armstrong over Tonya Marshall. Right? Okay. Or maybe is it Pia Swajoshka should I put in? No. Not Pia Swajoshka. Okay, those are my 4. So I'm going to Daniel Williams, or 5. Daniel Williams, Toby Amusan, Akira Nugent, Alicia Johnson, Alia Armstrong. And I haven't even seen the second heat yet. So I'm going with those athletes right now to make it into the finals. And in from the second heat, by looking at these names, I'm going to go with, right off the bat, I'm choosing Masai Russell, Megan Tapper. Also, let's go back up the list. Nadine Visser, come back down the list, go back up the list. Okay, Kenny Harrison. So my 4 here are Kenny Harrison, Nadine Visser, Masai Russell, Megan Tapper. Right. Okay. Those are the athletes that make it into so 4 from the second heat. My thought process 5 from the first heat. Right. Now this is the hurdles. It doesn't have to go this way, but I'm expecting the main girls at least to make it in. The main girls in my mind are the best of the Americans versus the best of the Jamaicans. This is literally what this race is. Jamaica versus USA, and I'm absolutely here for it. Now in the finals, my expectation is probably to see a Masai Russell, take the win. She's the Olympic champion. She won also at the USA Championships, running a 12.21 seconds, just shy of her national record, 12.17 second that she set earlier on in the season. So clearly tells you that she's back in great shape. And in this particular race, based on how she was hurdling at the USA Championships, she looked really smooth, really technical, and she goes in this race for me heavy favorite. I also believe that Megan Tapper is also a strong bid in this particular race as well. She could very well come in for second. And now when it comes to third/fourth, I'm interested to see what the likes of a Toby Amusan will be able to do in this race, and also an Akira Nugent. Now the reason I have Akira Nugent down so much is because I watched her at the Gule Istvan Memorial. No, we haven't seen her in a minute since, a few days ago, right? And her race was just, off tactically at least, right? She didn't get the best start, and, even when she tried to come back on the field, she hit a hurdle and, was out in probably 4th place. But the mere fact that I could see that her top end kicked in and she was coming at these girls, I know that she's good. It was just an off race, right? And I clearly also see that they haven't fine-tuned the start yet. Maybe they're waiting on the final 2 weeks, leading into the World Championships to start fine-tuning her start. Maybe that's what they're doing. So I'm not particularly seeing her having an amazing start against this field, and she's going to need that amazing start if she wants to take them down. I don't think she can afford to give them that inch and still come back on them. Though I think, at the end of the day, she will be the fastest girl, at the World Championships, the winner. In my opinion, I don't necessarily think we see that in this race in Silesia. So I may have her down, challenging for third with Toby Amusan, right? But I think, given the fact that Megan Tapper is in great shape, has been running, in great shape as well, and I don't think her form is going to, wilt at this particular moment. I expect her to still be giving me those consistent runs. So I expect her to probably be in second, with Masai as I said, taking first. I do think that the likes of Alicia Johnson will be there, challenging as well. I'm eager to see what Danielle Williams comes with. She is 12 mid so far this season. If she wants to get into challenging these girls, remember, she's the defending world champion. She has to, start working on, fine tuning her race. Let's see where she is now. Will she be down to 12 threes? No. I'm eager to see that. If she's down to 12 threes, of course, that moves her up, in the field as well. Well, maybe not moves her up. It's just probably going to create a blanket finish, at the line between all the girls. And I'm really, really eager to see how it goes. But yeah, this is the hurdles. Really, really amazing lineup. And these girls are going to turn up and kill it, in my opinion. Now, let's jump on over to the women's 100 meters, because track is, if you ever know what I witnessed. So, of course, we watched the meet in Gule Isvan, women's 100 meters. The thought process was that Jamaica would go in and win. That's not what happened. Marie-Josée Talou-Smith won the women's 100 meters. The times, of course, were not as fast as some of us were hoping as well. But, you know what track is? I saw something additional in that race, and I thought to myself, MVP strikes again. Stephen Francis strikes again. Of course, you can slot in Paul Francis as well. But they both strike again. And I'm like, it's going down. I'm so happy. Track is, listen, I don't know what's coming at the World Championships, but let me tell you something. MVP is on one this season. So, of course, we watched that women's 100 meters, Gule Isvani, right? And coming out of that, we're like, okay, we can clearly see that the athletes, are still a bit heavy legged. So they're not fine tuned just yet. They're probably waiting until the final 2 weeks, to get their athletes really primed and ready, to be competing at the World Championships, which means that these final Diamond Leagues, we may not see those super fast times. However, track is, I will watch that race. Why, Sharika? You have to go work on your game. You have to go work on your game, Sharika, because you give it away. You give away the master plan. Can you believe it, track is, that I'm watching Sharika Jackson in this race? She gets a great start, right? And you can see when she starts accelerating vividly. But guess what? Her acceleration is taking her past Marie-Josée Talou. And you literally see Sharika just do so. You see Sharika just do so in that area. Trackies, I'm like, MVP did it again. They're so famous, trackies, for sending their athletes into meetings so close to, the track and field championships, and they will turn up and, lose a race here and there. We've seen it with Shelly so many times, and then they turn up at the championships and dust everybody. And I literally witnessed Sharika Jackson do it in that race, and I'm like, all right, MVP, I see it, I'm here for it. So not only are we saying the girls are probably slightly loaded, but the mere fact that they could have gone faster in that race and specifically didn't, to me, is actually very, very scary, and I'm loving it. Of course, Tina was in the race as well, but if you all know Tina's been on game from the get-go. Go back to her Edwin Allen days. Girl has been a master at managing her rounds and her racing. Like, if you don't know what she's on, you would definitely think that she's not going to turn up in the finals and run some crazy fast time. She's always been able to simply superbly manage her racing, and you can never really tell if she's giving too much or giving too little. Just that, so she turned up in the finals and blow with everybody. You know what I mean? So when I think about what happened in Gule Isvan, and I jump over into this women's 100 meters, I think I already did a preview on it. So we have Gina Luken-Kemper, Dina Asher-Smith, Marie-Josée Talou, Iwa Swoboda, Melissa Jefferson-Wooden, fastest woman in the world, 10.65, American champion as well, Tina Clayton, Shakira Richardson, defending champion in the women's 100 meters for the World Championships, Jasia Shears, and Tia Clayton. I'm like, all right, Stephen, did you do that in Hungary to throw everybody off for Silesia? Or are we just throwing everybody off until we get to the World Championships? That's the big question in my head right now, because I'm like, listen, this is absolutely crazy. So in light of my thought process, right, and I know a lot of y'all are going to come in the comment section and go, here go the delusional Jamaicans. I want to know why I want to over here. Why I want to over here? Why I want to over here? May I talk to my delusional Jamaican them? Yeah. And I find it hard to understand why you all always come over here and have these negative things to say about our Jamaican athletes. Are Jamaicans, I'm just curious, are Jamaicans going over on American pages and having negative things to say about American athletes consistently? No, leave us alone and let us enjoy our sport of track and field. Now, that being said, right? In light of this, I'm wondering, okay, is this a ploy for them to come out here in Silesia or again at the World Championships? No, in light of that, I'm probably not changing up too much what my original thought was. But I do that to have that in the back of my mind just in case, Tina, doesn't do what I want her to do. Then I'm like, okay, fine. I'll wait until the World Championships. I'm cool with that. But Tia, I believe, will still have to turn up because if 100%, still has to try to get that wild card, right? So she'll have to run that race, try to secure as much points as possible, right? So that she can head off into the Diamond League finals, potentially make it into the finals and hope a few people pull out, right? So that she can run there. So with that being my thought process, I may flip the order with Tina and Tia and put, as long as I said Tia is good, right? As in good shape, is 100% healthy, right? Because we all know she went down with that injury. Well, not well, yes, she did go down at the national championships, right? So with that, I'm like, okay, I may go. Melissa Jefferson Wooden, then Tia, then Tina. Of course, I know Mary Jose Talu Smith won the race in Hungary. But as I said, in light of what I witnessed, and as I said, Sherika Jackson, you have to go work on your game, man. You have to work on your game. You have to work on your game face. What do they call it? Poker face? You have to work on your poker face, Sharika. You know what I mean? But anyway, trackies, I'm really excited for this women's 100 meters. I don't think Shakira Richardson comes with anything, super fast. I expect her to, potentially be slightly better than what we saw at the national championships. So, given how off her form looks like, she just looks out of it completely. I don't think I have any crazy expectations. Of course, she can, prove me wrong, but let us see. Dina Asher Smith, of course, will be in the conversation as well. I'm eager to see what she can do over the 100. Know that she has, brought her 200 back into, contention, I believe, for at least making it into the finals, right? So let's see what she does there. Of course, Jasia Shears will also feature in this women's 100 meters. For the most part, the women will be running good, and I'm excited for them, here for it. But I won't change my thought process from what I initially said because, yeah, MVP is on that. MVP is on one, and I'm here for it. Now let's jump over into the men's 100 meters because, of course, in light of what again happened at the Gule Isban Memorial, me see a bunch of Jamaican them a lose faith in a Kishane. Me say no sir, I can't the man will run 9.75. This una really I say uno no believe say him a go win all sort of something. Me say so no weak willed. A women Jamaica team there. Look here, I better put some Jamaica flag in the comment section, and wake up, and wake up because when on Liverpool, on Chelsea, on Manchester United, on whatever I play, and so no go on, and so no go on, and they be on the football team, 100% win, lose or draw. Or when them lose pan a losing streak for years, on still the back of them 100%. So what is going on here? What is going on here when it comes to Team Jamaica? I don't know about to play them games with me here. All right, so Kishane lines up. As well, we have Akeem Blake in the lineup from a Jamaican perspective. And of course, again, I'm dubbing this Jamaica versus USA, but it's the best of USA. We don't have everybody Jamaican here in the lineup, just two of our best men, right? But the best of America is here. Courtney Lindsay is here. Trayvon Bromell is here. Kenny Benerick is here. Noah Lyles is here. Christian Coleman is here. And also, to go with them from South Africa, Akane Simbine, and I suppose maybe a lane filler from Poland, Olivier, I think that's how it's pronounced, Dwick. Child, okay, I apologize for that. No, Kishane takes this win. I am not going to change my thought process. No, hear my thought process with, Kishane. As I said, going back to what happened at the Gule Isvan Memorial, he didn't get the best start, was able, to run, separate from the field, and go away for a very easy, comfortable win, 9.95 seconds. And I'm thinking to myself, on top of the fact that Kishane never have a good start, right? And he goes and he pulls away from the field the way he did and win, right? Which means that he's proving that he can run from, not that superb start that everybody keeps saying, oh, he only has to get a good start or he'll lose a race. But showing the facts that Stephen Francis purposely telling them people, I say, underneath go out there go, play a possum, right? It's even more interesting when I go back and look at how awkward Kishane looked in that race. Gosh, I'm absolutely here for it. So Kishane for me takes the win. What now becomes interesting is where second place is. Second place, Kenny Benerick, Noah Lyles, Akeem Blake, Trayvon Bromell, Courtney Lindsay, Akane Simbine, right? Any one of these men can finish in second. Noah Lyles is an absolute gamer, right? And I feel like he wants to get a mental edge above, a couple of these athletes before they head into the championships as well, because everybody's going to be like, well, if Noah Lyles is beating you now, Miss Arafona want to go to championships, right? So with that being said, I believe he wants to take down a Kenny Benerick. Does Kenny Benerick, lose to him in this 100 meters? I don't know if I see Noah Lyles quite 9-8 low yet. You know what I mean? I can see in this race giving Noah Lyles a 9-9 low, 9-8 high. You know what I mean? In this race. Right? So the question is, does Kenny Benerick come with, anything faster than that, right? For this particular race. You know what? If it comes down to the line, I'm giving Noah Lyles the edge over Kenny Benerick. That's just my thought process. Trayvon Bamel is good for one-off racing. Like I said, he's not consistent, so he will feature, right? Akane Simbine, I'm probably going to put in third. I'm going to put Akeem Blake behind maybe Trayvon Bromell. So I'd probably say Akeem Blake fifth, Trayvon Bromell fourth, Christian Coleman. Oh no, Courtney Lindsay's there too. All right, this makes things interesting. So let me go back again. Kishane, Kenny, no, Noah Kenny. Then I'm gonna probably say Courtney Lindsay and Akani will be there. Similar placings. Then Akeem and then Akeem and Trayvon will be there, similar placings with Christian Coleman, right? So that's my thought process in the men's 100 meters. It's going to be very close. It's going to come down to hundreds of a second, in my opinion, based on the separation. After number one, that's just my view. After number one, it's going to come down to thousands of a second, not thousands, hundreds of a second between the athletes for separation. I think it's going to be a really, really exciting men's 100 meters, but I don't think anybody beats Kishane Thompson. Yeah, that's just my thought process. And I don't think that, even though, again, like we can watch for the women where they can get an instruction to stay within themselves and maybe not go for a win. That's not the instruction for men play this game differently, and you don't want to give certain people a mental edge over you in a race. So yeah, Kishane is going out there to win this race, absolutely. I have no questions about it. Anyway, trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you see Sharika Jackson vividly trying to not win that race? Like the video, of course, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on in the next one. Bye.